paint you a picture of what's possibly going to happen, and it'll hopefully give you a few ideas and look at things in a different kind of light. Because in the past, I've spoke to parents who've contacted me. Can you teach me son or daughter to drive? And I ask them, have they had any lessons? Oh, we had one or two of me. And then when I speak to them in person, it turns out that I can't teach them. They're driving me nuts. I can't understand it. They won't do what I say. That sort of thing I kind of get. And I suppose what you've got to say is set your expectations differently, because you brought them up, and for the last 17 years you've seen them grow up, and they've gone up to be bright, intelligent, chatty, funny, everything that you want. And when they get in the car with you, they're going to be completely different. And what you've got to do is wear two hats. You've got your hat for your parents and your hat for teaching someone to drive. So when you get in the car with them, and it's going to be hard, you've got to be the teacher. Because if you try being the parent, oh, it's all right, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Or what's going to do, it's going to end up in tears and confusion. So you've had 20 years, maybe 30 years, maybe even 40 years of learning to drive. And I say learn to drive because you pass your test, and it's true to say after you pass your test, you start learning more all the time. And that is true. Now, in them years of learning to drive in your car or whatever cars you've had, you've come across people not signalling, people cutting you up, people beeping behind you, people overtaking you, cutting you in. Everything that's dangerous you've coped with over the years, and you've got used to it, and you're kind of acclimatized to the fact that things go wrong around you, right? Your son or daughter's not going to have that experience. And they're not going to have that experience in 10 hours or 20 hours or even to the point where they're getting close to the driving test. They'll have an idea by then, but they won't have that experience that you've got. And you've got to remember that. So when you get in the car with them, and they might be a chatty person, when they get in the car, they're either going to be giggling all the time, nerves, and you're thinking, why are they laughing? Aren't they taking it serious? It's nerves causing that. Or they're going to suddenly clam up and go like this. And they're going to go really quiet and stiff. Nerves again. And it's nerves because they don't know what they're doing. Now, a good video for you to watch, I'm going to put at the top, it's called Fear Factor. And I talk about not knowing things. And that's what your child's going through at the moment when they get in the car with you, is that they don't know what to do. They don't know how to control the car. So it's scary. It's exciting and scary at the same time. And that's what causes the giggling and the suddenly climbing up and going quiet. And the best thing you can do is don't expect too much. So if this is your first lesson going out of them, take them out in a quiet time, take them somewhere quiet, you drive them somewhere quiet. So you said to your son, right, okay, we've got your license, fantastic, you're on the insurance, I'm going to drive you somewhere quiet. I know somewhere on a Sunday morning it's dead. There's going to be no traffic. Straight away, whew, and they might say, oh, I'm glad that. I was worried about the cars coming towards me, and you're thinking, what? Cars coming towards me? The cars are going to come towards you all the time, but for a new driver, that's quite scary. They're driving along the road, and all of a sudden the car's coming right towards them. They're going to swerve out of the way. Some do. I've seen it happen. Right, so you've decided you're going to take them to somewhere quiet, and you're going to drive them home as well. Don't expect them to drive home. All right. If you live in a really quiet area where there's no traffic, then fantastic. The world's your oyster at that point. You can drive around with them, and you're going to be fine. But pick somewhere quiet. If you're not sure where they are, have a look where the driving instructors are going in your area. In the first few lessons, there's always a few areas that they'll go to. They call them nursery areas, where they're going to set someone along and they're going to be using first gear, maybe second gear in the first few lessons, which is what you want to be thinking like. I don't want to do third or fourth gear, too fast for them. And also consider this: the instructors have got dual controls in their car, so if the person's not slowing down, they can slow down and stop them with a brake. Right? So you've got to say this to them, right? Okay, right. Let's run through the controls. So you run through all the controls with them. Run through how the steering wheel works. If you're not sure how to steer, I know how you not steer, but your student, or we'll call them a student at this point, your son or daughter, we'll call them a student then, make it clear, will be doing this, crossing their hands like an octopus and going everywhere. Video at the top, how to steer the steering wheel correctly and safely. Watch that. Get them to watch these videos, to make it easier. There's a playlist on Learn to Drive. Get them to watch that straight away. Get them to kind of get in that mindset, so when they're in the car, they're already thinking about what you should be doing. So yeah, run through the controls, run through where the signal is, run through how fiddly it is, and if you hit it too hard it goes the wrong way, and so on. All the simple things that you know what to do, and then just straight away they don't know. So it's going to panic them. They're going to look down at things where they should be looking at the road. And another thing also is, I keep saying don't expect too much. So when you get in the car, you're going to have to say to them, right, now listen, if I say slow down, stop, I want you to come off the gas, go on the brake and gradually increase the pressure and stop. That's what they've got to do. So you need to be clear with instructions. So I want you to stop there, slow down, stop there, right? And getting used to the idea, when I say stop, I don't want you to slam the brakes, I want you to slow down, stop. So it's clear with them, they know what they're doing. And also say to them, because you've not got brakes, they're going to have to slow down and stop, so they're going to have to be responsible. And also, if they start swerving, you're going to have to explain to them before you start driving that you might have to lean over and help them with the steering wheel to guide them a little bit, so they know what's going on. Because if you don't, all of a sudden someone's going to grab hold of that, it's going to scare them, isn't it? And they're going to freak out. So do these things in advance. Tell them what you want to do, what you want them to do. Explain to them. And then when you've explained to them, say to them, did you understand that? Oh, yeah. Go on, what have I just said to you? And if they're struggling, now remember what I said, when we pull off, we're going to do this. So make sure it's clear, okay? And simple things. There's a video moving off and stopping. That's all you've got to do. So get a nice straight bit. Yeah, say, right, okay then, we practiced the gas, we practiced the clutch, we know what we're doing with them pedals, we know how the brake works, you know how to pivot across, all these little things that you know how to do, but they don't. So keep it simple in the first few lessons. Don't try and push them too hard, all right? Because to them it's a lot, to you it's nothing. But you've had 30 years experience. They've had less than an hour. So take that on board. Now, if the student, your son or daughter, starts to get frustrated, pull over at the side of the road, because there will be points where you can, they're doing this, or you're getting frustrated, which is even worse, then pull over, stop the car, get out of the car, have a bit of fresh air, both of you, and chat about it. It'll help you. And if it gets to the point where you're both getting stressed, then cut the lesson short and come home. You drive them home, remember. Okay? Good luck. And remember, I've got lots of videos for you to watch if you want to help you to help them. So good luck on the first few lessons. I hope this video helps you. If it's helping you, then fantastic. And remember, they're only just started their lessons. They're not like you, 30 years experience. Take care and good luck on the lesson.